now move on to our final hot take of the day. And this last and final hot take today gets submitted to us by our viewer, Al109, who writes, Rob, is this an overreaction? Disney buying Warner Brothers would have been better, or at least not as bad, as either Netflix or Paramount buying Warner Brothers. Rob, is it an overreaction to say that Disney buying Warner Brothers would be better than either Netflix or Paramount getting them?
Yeah, I think that's an overreaction. I don't, I think if Disney bought Warner Brothers, we would see it in position number 3 behind Fox, and even Fox. I mean, they have an incredible catalog of films that Disney's really not done anything with. Like, for instance, where are the original Planet of the Apes movies on 4K? When they released Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, they didn't put those things up the way they could have. All these great titles that Fox owns, they've done nothing with them. And Warner Brothers has more than Fox. So it would be, I don't think that Disney would exploit the studio the way that Netflix will, because Netflix, all they want to do is get into that content, and they'll take Warner Brothers' deep library and splatter it all across their platform, which I think is great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a big overreaction to say Disney buying Warner Brothers would be better than the other alternatives. And I say that for 3 different reasons. Reason number 1, Disney buying Warner Brothers would bring with it one of the same drawbacks of Paramount buying Warner Brothers. Tens of thousands of jobs being lost.
Yep.
And that's just not good. I mean, I understand sometimes job losses happen. I get it. I'm a realist, but this is unnecessary. And so if Disney bought Paramount, boom, instantly tons of overlap, tons of redundancy, tens of thousands of jobs would be lost. The second reason I think it's an overreaction to say Disney buying Warner Brothers would be better is because it would take away variety. What I mean by that is this. I want more players making comic book content. I don't want fewer people making it. I don't want DC's titles to be under Marvel. Then we're just getting the same. And don't get me wrong, I love Marvel. I love what Kevin Feige does. But I also love having some diversity. I love having different voices tell these stories. And so I think it would be terrible, absolutely terrible, to have DC also being under the exact same people who are also making Marvel films. I think that would be tragic and terrible. The third reason, and this is the most important one, why I believe Warner Brothers being bought by Disney would be better than, say, Netflix getting it, is this. That equals fewer movies coming to movie theaters. And it leaves Netflix as an adversary to movie theaters. One of the things that has kind of changed my mind from being, as I was a few months ago, when I said Netflix getting Warner Brothers was the absolute worst case scenario. One of the data points that has kind of changed my mind on that is the fact that it takes Netflix, which is seen as rightly or wrongly, fairly or unfairly. Netflix is kind of seen and perceived as being an adversary to the theatrical business. What Netflix taking over Warner Brothers does is it actually transforms Netflix into an ally of the theatrical business. Because now Netflix stands to profit from the theatrical business doing well. It also means more movies coming to theaters. Because Ted Sarandos just came out recently and said, oh, hey, not only is Warner Brothers movies all going to go to theaters and have their theatrical windows, now that we've got this exhibition and this distribution infrastructure through Warner Brothers, we're going to start putting Netflix movies in theaters. So it means more movies getting made, people not losing their jobs, and more diverse people making comic book genre material than just one group making it. So for all those reasons, I vehemently disagree, and I think it's a massive overreaction to say that Disney getting Warner Brothers would be better than the alternative. So By the way, Rob, I think it's safe to say both you and I still believe the actual best alternative is that nobody buys Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
That's still our baseline, that it would be best if nobody bought them, but we know that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.